Imagine a 3-year-old girl terrified of the ocean joining the Indian Navy when she grows up. I would not go anywhere near water, and the sounds coming from the ocean would terrify me. But I grew up, and I always saw my father in a uniform, and I knew that now I want to get into a uniformed service. So soon after joining the Navy, I realized that, my technical work in the Navy was to build, design, and construct warships and submarines of the Navy. But I could also take part in any sport or adventure activities that I liked. So I went ahead and I participated in a lot of water sports to overcome my fear of the ocean. So I went river rafting, bungee jumping, scuba diving, snorkeling, and mostly everything was related to water sports. And just when I was thinking, what more can I can do, or what next? And so Indian Navy comes with an opportunity where they're looking for volunteers amongst women officers to go on a around the world expedition. So I was like, I want to go on this one. So when I joined the Indian Navy, the tagline was "Join the Navy, see the world." But I realized that, women officers don't get to go on board warships. I was like, how am I going to see the world without actually being on a warship? And I think this journey was the first step for introducing women officers into the oceans. So it was a long time dream of a man called Vice Admiral Manohar Ravati, who had this vision that Indians were the oldest voyagers, and it should be Indians who should be attempting circumnavigation. So in 2009, our mentor, Captain Dilip Dhonde, was the first Indian to circumnavigate the globe. Soon after, in 2014, Commander Abhilash Tomy did the circumnavigation of the globe non-stop and unassisted. And the next step was to send women officers on board. It was a very new concept because we were only building warships. I was only building warship. I never been on them or been on a sailboat. So going out on a sailboat was a brand new experience. When you see in the movies, it's like, you're sailing in a luxury yacht and, just lying and taking a sun bath. So this is what I thought the circumnavigation of the globe was going to be. But in my first trial run, we were sailing from India to Mauritius. It started raining cats and dogs middle of the night. We had to rush. I did not even have time to put on my raincoat or gear, which will protect me from the rain and the winds. And I was soaking wet to my bones out there. And I was like, what the hell I have gotten myself into? I was in a very comfortable position. I was doing very well in my career. I was like, is this necessary for me to, now step away and get into an adventure activity, put my own life at risk? But then I thought, I don't want to let this go, regret it all my life. So I took it with both my arms open. The training was amazingly tough because we had to learn everything. Since we had to be independent when we were out at sea, so we were the plumbers, electricians, cooks, doctors, and everything on board. Like anything that happens on board, it was left to us to take care of. So it was a very tough learning journey. We started by taking small steps where we first started sailing we were based out of Goa, another exotic location. So from Goa to Vizag and back, from Goa to Porbandar and back. And when we were confident, we set out sailing into the Indian Ocean and into the Atlantic for a Cape to Rio race. So what exactly is a circumnavigation, and what is all the fuss about circumnavigation? It is said that there are more people who have gone into outer space and summited Mount Everest than the ones that have circumnavigated the globe. So you can imagine how challenging this voyage is going to be. So there are certain rules when it comes to any sport or adventure activities. For circumnavigation, it was that we start and finish our journey from the same port. So we started from Goa, went around the world, and finished at Goa. We should cross the equator twice. So I hope you all take geography lessons and you know where equator is. And the distance that we totally cover should be more than 21,600 nautical miles, which is the circumference of the Earth. So we decided to take this journey in legs. We broke down into parts and decided that we take stops in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, so that, number one, we were 6 of us. The food and water would not last more than 40 days. So we were planning our voyage such that we take a break at 45 days. The only close stop was New Zealand, because after New Zealand, if you see in the world map, there is no land space where we could actually take a stopover, and it was a crossing of Pacific Ocean. So with a lot of hopes and challenges. So now when I say challenges, they came during the journey, which I am going to talk about. But they were challenges that we were facing at the land before we started. It is very easy to say, girls can't do it. They have never done it. So we took it as a challenge that, let's do it and let's do it right. And we also remember people saying, you're not going to come back alive. So imagine my parents listening to that. So my parents were looking for prospective grooms that time. They were like, hey, we were looking for grooms and telling them that you don't go out sailing. And now that you are, what are we going to tell them? So I was like, if the guy likes me, so he will take me for what I am. So with a lot of challenges, we started the voyage on 10th of September 2017 with Nai Umang. And the first leg was from India to Australia. Now, this is the leg where we transitioned from the Indian Ocean to Pacific Ocean. We crossed the equator and we celebrated Diwali on board. We did not have diyas. Unfortunately, we forgot to take them. So we made diyas out of atta and cotton and celebrated Diwali on board. The most challenging part of this voyage was we ran out of drinking water. It's like saying water everywhere, not a drop to drink. So middle of the ocean, we ran out of drinking water. The reverse osmosis plant on board goes faulty and we don't have water to drink. So luckily for us, it started raining and we took all the vessels, everything, including buckets on board to collect rainwater. Stored it till the time we reached Australia, boiled the water, drank it so that we don't fall sick, and we repaired it after reaching Australia. So Australia to New Zealand was the second leg of the voyage. Usually this is the area where we called it's a Tasman Sea, and the sea is very challenging, but lucky for us there was a high passing on, so that we had very pleasant weather. We got to see a lot of dolphins, porpoises, a lot of fishes going across. The next leg of the voyage was the most challenging one, where after reaching New Zealand, we had to cross the Pacific Ocean. Now, Pacific Ocean is extremely dynamic, where we were in sub-zero temperatures. There was a storm system passing every other day, and we had to be alert. And we started putting on layers and layers of clothes. We reached up to 10 layers because the temperature was dropping from -5 to -10 degrees centigrade. And while we were crossing the Pacific Ocean, we were monitoring the weather. And we saw that, 5-6 days down the line, there is a storm coming our way. So although it was not a very ideal situation, we changed the direction of the ship towards the south so that we escaped the storm. But unfortunately, we got into the tail of the storm. Now, the tail of the storm itself is like a mini tsunami, where the wind is blowing at the speed of 150 kilometers per hour, the speed at which you can't hear what the person right next to you is trying to tell you. It was raining on top of that. The temperature was -5, -10, like I said. And during the storm, there were massive waves, which were almost a 3-story building high, coming and crashing on us. So it was a test of strength. It was a test of mental strength, physical strength, and all our abilities were put. The storm lasted for a good 20 to 25 hours, and we got out of the storm. And right after the storm went, we saw a beautiful morning where there were rainbows in the sky. Dolphins were jumping around. Sun came out, and we started drying all the things that had gone wet with the seawater coming in. There was one crew member where the wave came crashing on us, and she flew and hit her head, and we thought there's going to be a serious injury or something is absolutely wrong. But then I think she had a skull made of steel. She absolutely was all right by the end of the storm. So the next challenge that came in our way was during the last leg of the voyage, where we were driving. It's like we lost our steering. So it's like, you're driving your car at a high speed and you lose your steering. What are you going to do? We slowed down. We tried to slow down the boat as much as possible, used the desi jugaad, tied some ropes and made sure that the steering system is in place. And we took halt at the closest port, that was Mauritius. And after 8.5 months at sea, out of which 190 days were on land and 26 days, 190 days was on the ocean and 26 days on the land, we successfully completed this voyage on 21st of May 2018. One of the high points of this voyage was one of the rules of circumnavigation also says that we need to cross round the 3 great capes. Cape Leuven, which is the west coast of Australia, Cape Horn, southernmost tip of South America, and Cape of Good Hope, which is the southernmost tip of South Africa. So Cape Horn is considered the Everest of oceans, where it is called the graveyard of sailors. If you look at the map, there is a Drake's Passage between South America and Antarctica, where the Pacific Ocean is converging. There is a storm system passing every day. It's very tough, and it is very easy to lose control of the boat and break the ship. So it was very fortunate that we crossed Cape Horn successfully, and we hoisted our national flag as this was the best moment. We also spotted the biggest fish in the ocean, the whale shark, and we managed to grab some photographs. Although we were not the best photographers. And like I said, we successfully finished the voyage after 8.5 months. For completing this voyage successfully, we were awarded the Nari Shakti Puraskar, the highest honor given for civilian women. We were also awarded the Tenzing Norgay National Adventure Award, which is the highest award given for adventure by land, sea or air in our country. And I am the first and the only woman from the state of Telangana to be honored with a Nausena Medal Gallantry. One fortunate thing that happened was we went on KBC, where we got to share our story. KBC, I think, is the most popular show watched on television, and we had the good opportunity to meet Sri Amitabh Bachchan ji and share our story with a very large audience. So I think now that I've spoken about my voice, there are certain lessons that I learned that I want to go away after today's talk. Number one is nature can be very beautiful, but it can also be very ruthless. So whatever is available to you, whether it is water, electricity, everything, treat it properly and use it judiciously. The second thing was a lot of people have said that, girls can't do it, or this is not your cup of tea. By finishing this voyage successfully, I think we showed not just in our country but across the world what Indian women are capable of. And the last thing that I want to say is, life is tough, guys, but we are tougher. So boomerang back, and all the best. Thank you.